In this video, we are going to discuss about C programming, input and output statements. This is the table of contents we are going to see in this video. First one is introduction, output statement, input statement, examples, format specifiers for input and output, unformatted input-output function, gets and puts. Now let's see the introduction. That is what is a C programming. C programming is an imperative procedural language supporting structured programming, lexical variable scope, and recursion with a static type system. It was designed to be compiled to provide low-level access to memory and language constructs that map efficiently to machine instructions, all with minimal runtime support. And C is a small language and the core of C does not include any input output, that is I bar O functionality. It is not something unique to C. Of course, it is common for the language core to be agnostic of input and output. In the case of C, input or output is provided to us by the C standard library via a set of functions defined in stdio.h header file. It can import this library on the top of the C file as #include stdio.h. Now we are going to see what is an output statement. Output means to display some data on screen, printer or in any file. Printf function is used to display output to the user, and this is the syntax. Here we have wrote printf inside the content to be displayed, so it will be displayed as output. So printf is used to print or display integer, float, character, string, etc. For example, I have given here as printf hello class, so the output will be hello class. So what is present inside output, it will be displayed as output on the screen. Next, we are going to see what is an input statement. Input means feed some data into a program. Scanf function is used to take input from the user. So this is known as input statement. And here we have used scanf function here. So this is a syntax. We will be using scanf. For integer, we will be using %d. This format specifier is used to get the integer types. So %d will be replaced by this value. Next here %f, it is used to get the input for floating point value. That's why we use %f. And for double we will be using %lf to print or get the input for double values. For characters we will be using %c. These are some examples we are going to see. First example is how to get the output for printf. So printf is one of the main output function. It sends formatted output to the screen. So here is an example. So inside this, it displays string inside some quotation. So here header file is given. Then we are calling the main function. The printf, it is given as hello class. It displays string inside the quotation. So the output will be hello class. See, the output is hello class. In this first line, we have #include a header file named as stdio.h in angle brackets. Here stdio stands for standard input output, which contains the information related to input or output functions. Then we declare a main function of int type. Int means of integer type. Then we have used printf library function to send or display formatted output to the screen, which is returned inside double quotes. Then we have to write return 0 statement, which represent the exit status of the program. To use this printf function, we need to include stdio.h header file and we have to use semicolon to terminate each statement in C programming. And the output will be hello class. See, the output is hello class. Next, we are going to see the example for printf with numbers or integers. For integers, we will be using %d format specifier to print the values. So, %d is used inside the quotation that will be replaced by this number. So, here I have given one coding and I have declared num is equal to 36 and I am asking to print the value here. What is the given number present? So, %d, that is a format specifier to print int data types. So, then output will be the given number is 36. Then third example, we are going to see the example for printf with float and double. To print float value, we use %f format specifier. Similarly, we use %lf to print double values. Here we have declared one value for float and another value for double. For float, %f, we use the format specifier. For double, we use %lf and finally we are returning the value. So the output will be the first number is what the number we have given in float, it will be applied here. Second number, what the number is given in double, it will be given here as output. So this is the output for printf with float and double. Next, we are going to see the example for scanf inputting an integer. So, scanf is one of the commonly used function to take input from the user. It reads formatted input from the standard input such as keyboard. Here we are using the function, main function, we are declaring num, then it is asking to enter a number, here using %d. So, %d format specifier inside the scanf function to take int input from the user. When the user enters an integer, it is stored in the num. We use and num inside scanf. It is because num gets the address of the num and value entered by the user is stored in that address. Now this coding, it is asking us to enter a number. So number we are giving it as integer. So it is given as %d. Then it is displaying what the number we have entered here. So I am entering the number as 12. So it is displaying as you entered number is 12. Next, we are going to see the example for scanf inputting a character. So, for character, what we will be using is to print character, we use %c format specifier. So, here it is asking to enter the grade. So, as character is present, we have used %d as a format specifier. Then it is displaying here. So, it is asking to enter grade. Then it is displaying as your grade is A. Here we are getting the output for getting a character and it is printing here. Next we are going to see the format specifiers for input output functions. This is the format specifiers. For int we will be using %d, for char %c, for float %f, for double %lf, for short int %hd, for unsigned int %u, for long int %li, for long int %lli, for unsigned long int %lu, for unsigned long int %llu, for signed char %c, for unsigned char again %c, for long double we will be using %lf. Next, we are going to see what is the unformatted input-output functions. In the unformatted input functions, it is displayed into two types, that is input and output functions. In input, the getChar is present, whereas in output, putChar is present. In getChar, it reads a character from the terminal and returns it an integer. This function reads only single character at a time. You can use this method in a loop in case if you want to read more than one character. Similarly, in putChar, This function puts the past character on the screen and returns the same character. This function puts only single character at a time. It can use this method in loop in case if you want to display more than one character on the screen. Now we are going to see the syntax for getChar, and this is the syntax. We are giving a variable name and getChar we are displaying it here. Next for putChar, again it is given here. It puts only a single character at the time. And this is the example program for getChar and putChar. Here it is given for character A we are displaying. It is asking to enter a character. Then what character we are entering, it will be displayed in the output. So getChar and putChar is present. Next we are going to see what is gets and puts. There are two popularly library functions, gets and puts. It provides to deal with strings in C. First let's see what is gets. The char gets, that is char, it reads a line from stdin and keeps a string pointed by the str and is terminated when the new line is read or EOF is reached. So declaration will be the character into gets, the char into str. So str is a pointer to an array of character where C strings are stored. So this is known as gets. In this, we will be using some standard files in C. The standard files is standard input means we will be using stdin. It is used to take input from device such as keyboard. Similarly, for puts we will be using stdout. So that is standard output. It is used to send output to device such as monitor or screen. Similarly, there will be one more type also, stderr, that is standard error. It is used to route the error message to the screen. Now we are going to see the puts. It is used to send the string the output file. This function inputs const, this character that is into str. Here, it is used to write a string to the stdout, but it does not include null characters. A new line character needs to be appended to the output, and this is the syntax. Here we have written inputs const char into str. Here str is the string to be returned in C. And this is the syntax for gets. We have used char into gets, char into str. str is the string to be returned in C. So here we have used this. It is a pointer to an array of character where strings C are stored. And here str is the string to be returned in C. So we are using for puts. And here is one example program. Here we are getting the string. It is asking to enter a string here and we are entering, and here we have used gets and puts function here. So gets, it is used to read a string from a standard input file, that is stdin. For puts, it is used to send the string, the output file, that is stdout. Finally, getch is used and we are returning this function. This is the example for gets and puts. So what are the string we are entering, that string will be displayed. Enter a string, if I am entering it as A, then output will be displayed as A. So I am entering a character for output for gets and puts. So character is A and the output is A. I hope you have understood C statements, input and output functions. Thank you.